Okay, so we're all on this gizmo right now, right? We clicked new, nothing is checked yet, right? Everything is brand new. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is I want you to answer these two questions, right? Before we do anything else. I'll give you guys 2 minutes to do so. What do you? You kind of need that. Well, let me get everybody else set up while they're doing that. So you guys have 2 minutes to answer those two questions while I find out what's going on over here. And that looks really good as I'm starting. Oh, okay. Did it work? Yeah, and it's still lamb. Oh, but it just hit new. Right, so we're answering the first two questions. Yeah, so the first two questions don't have to do with that yet, but then it'll tell you where to look. I don't think I think this is the class. Oh, we'll look. Yeah, no, just like, you know, like.
It's going down. What was the website again?
You're doing the first two questions. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, woohoo, we don't need to see the next one, so let's stop. Stop. Okay. No, I literally said stop. So stop. Okay. So, right, you've answered these two questions. Remember, it's prior knowledge. It's what you think, what you see, what you already know. Okay. Then, right? So this over to the right here is what's known as a weather station. We're going to learn more about weather stations later on in this unit, but for now, I thought this was a good lab to do because it's going to show you cold fronts, warm fronts, low pressure, high pressure, how they all mix together. Now, weather stations are going to give us a ton of information. So I'm going to do these questions with you. I'm not going to tell you what the answer is, but I'm going to explain what you're supposed to do. So question number 1 says the amount of cloud cover is shown by filling in the circle. So what they're talking about is this circle here, right? A black circle indicates a completely overcast condition. Well, if it's completely overcast, there's a better chance of precipitation to have, right? And we do this in percentages. If the whole circle is worth 100%, you're going to write down, don't tell me what it is right now, you're going to write down what percentage of that circle is filled in. Okay, this tail here, this part of the weather station, okay, tells me, is actually pointing to the direction in which the wind is coming from. So you're going to write down which direction is the wind coming from based on the compass directions that are there. You write about this, so like this symbol or like this symbol here. Oh. Yeah, that's why I'm going over it. Okay. Now, the last part of it for today that you're going to be dealing with weather stations is these feathers at the end of the arm, right? You see how you have 1, 2.5 feathers, okay? So since you have 2.5 feathers, those represent the wind speed. Okay, so how fast is the wind moving in what's known as knots? They use knots a lot in when you're talking about maritime law and all that other fun stuff, like when if you are a captain on a boat, you're going to talk about wind speed in knots or how fast you're going in knots. Okay, for every 1 knot, it's 1.151 miles per hour, just to keep that in perspective. All right, each one of the big knots, big feathers, represents 10 knots. Each one of the smaller ones represents 5 knots. So when you're looking at this, you're going to add them together to figure out what the wind speed is from this particular weather station. I would like you to do that now. What'd you say? I haven't gotten that far. Okay, so you should have the wind speed at that point. So now we're going to actually do the gizmo. Okay, right now your gizmo should be blank. Okay, now you see how the activity A, it says click new until you see a high pressure system. Well, if I click new, right, nothing happens. So you're going to want to make sure you show fronts and high and low pressure, right? Show any other display, right? You're going to keep it as show fronts and high and low pressure is on at all times. Now, if I keep clicking new, see how it changes? Okay, so you make sure you keep clicking new until you just see a high pressure system by itself. Underneath that, you're going to want to show land as well, because that's what it says here. And it also says to show mobile station B. Now, in mobile station B, it gives you the location, it gives you the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, keep that in mind, the pressure in millibars, the wind speed and the direction, and the cloud cover and precipitation. Now, I'm just going to point out here, the wind speed is 0 miles per hour and the direction is variable. If it says variable, you write down exactly what it says if it asks you for the wind direction, okay? So what it says on your gizmo is exactly what you're going to write down, all right? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to observe the air pressure, right? It says it's measured in millibars, and you're going to notice how the air pressure changes as you move station B towards the center. So you're going to grab it and you're going to move it towards, right? So you notice how all of a sudden the wind starts to change and all these numbers over here start to change. You're going to write that down. Okay, you're going to write what you see. Then you're going to click show satellite image, which happens to be under, I think it's under display. Yeah, here it is. Under display options over here, you click on show satellite image. All right. And it says to observe any clouds near the system. So as you move closer, do you see anything? Do you not see anything? So on and so forth. Okay. Then you're going to measure the wind speed. You're going to do all that other stuff, and you're going to analyze using the map. Okay. You should know with a high pressure system, do we move counterclockwise or clockwise? Where are the strongest winds found? That means you're going to move station B around and see what happens. Okay. That's the first one. Then again, you're going to click new until you just have a low pressure system. Okay. So you do not need the front part of it. So you're not going to pay attention to the front part of it. All right. You want to make sure station B is on and that the land is on as well. You're going to observe what happens as you move station B closer to the low pressure system, so on and so forth. You're going to explain why you think it's called a low pressure system. Okay. Then you select show satellite image. All right. And you're going to say, what do you notice about the cloud cover as you move near the low pressure system? Now the cloud cover is said down here, right underneath the picture, right? It says if it's a lighter color gray, then it's light. If it's a darker charcoal gray, then it's heavy cloud cover. Okay, so you're going to base that off of that. Then again, you're going to answer the analyze questions. Questions so far on A and B. Are we good so far? Okay, then you're going to click new again until you see a cold front. And it even tells you that the cold front is represented by the triangles. Let's move the station out of the way, right? All right, you want to make sure that show land is on. So far we haven't really changed anything but what is on here for either the low pressure or the high pressure system, right? So you are going to sketch on here using fun colors. They don't have to be black and white. You can use fun colors. Okay, where's the location of the low pressure system? So you're going to do the best you can. It doesn't have to be exact, but do the best that you can. Okay, you're going to write where the cold front is, where the clouds, sketch little clouds. Okay, you're going to write the temperature on each side of the cold front. So take station B and move it to one side of the cold front versus the other side of the cold front. And I want you to find out what the actual temperature is. Okay, you're going to see the wind direction. You're going to take station B and put it across the front. See what happens to the wind speed and the wind direction. And you're going to have to find the precipitation. So to find the precipitation, you click show radar, all right? And it tells you what type of precipitation is happening in that area, all right? So all of that goes on this picture. You're going to tell me what type of precipitation it is. You're going to sketch where the wind direction is, so on and so forth. And again, you're going to click new so that you can see the difference between the cold front. So you want the cold front to be like this one has a mix of ice and rain, right? You're going to have this one has snow, okay? So you see how they change, okay? Then you're going to answer this question and you're going to sketch on here. Make sure I'm looking for sketches. All right, again, you're going to click new until now you see a warm front. And you know a warm front, where is my warm front? Okay, so here's my warm front. It has the half moons on it. Okay, again, you're going to sketch on this page. You're going to sketch all of this stuff and follow along exactly like it. So for any clouds associated with the warm front, you're going to click on satellite images. It's going to tell you your cloud cover. When you get down to precipitation, you have to click on show radar and it shows you what type of precipitation it is. And again, you're going to sketch it out and write it down. Okay, then you're going to click new to observe several different warm fronts. So here's a different warm front. Okay, what I want you to take your selfie with is just this page of the gizmo. Okay, it could start from when you first had it at the beginning where you didn't have the radar. Okay, but I want station B in there and either a high pressure or a low pressure system with it. Okay, you can have with it high pressure or with low pressure. Yeah, but I want station B in there and I want either the high pressure system or the low pressure system in there. Question?
I didn't get number 3 for gizmo warm up.
Okay, we'll talk about it in 2 seconds. Okay, so you guys are good to go. If you have any questions, you know I'm here for you.